Hi, my name is Elizabeth and I'm a librarian at AADL. In partnership with Taste the Local Difference, I help to coordinate the annual Washtenaw County CSA Fair. You might be wondering, what is a CSA? CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture, and it happens when community members purchase a share of a farm's produce before the season begins and then get it over the course of the season as the produce is harvested. It's a great way for community members to get local, fresh food, and it really helps the farmers get input earlier in the season when they have expenses before they're able to actually sell their produce. Today, I talk with Alex Ball, who owns the farm Old City Acres, and he tells us a little bit more about CSAs and what his CSA looks like.
Hi, everybody. My name is Elizabeth, and I coordinate the Washtenaw County CSA Fair in coordination with Taste the Local Difference. And I'm here today with Alex Ball, who owns Old City Acres, a local farm. And he's going to tell us a little bit about CSAs and about his farm and all of that cool stuff. So, Alex, can you start by telling us about Old City Acres?
Yeah, so Old City Acres is a four-season vegetable farm. Which means we grow veggies every week out of the year. We distribute to Ipsy, Ann Arbor, Rams, and Belleville. And we're a flexible CSA. And we're actually on our 10-year anniversary in production. So we're a pretty well-established farm in the community now. I'm pretty excited.
That's awesome. And how do you manage to have vegetables year round? You must have greenhouses or something like that.
Yeah, I have a large amount of plastic hoop houses we have in our fields. It allows us to grow greens in the winter. And then we also grow a lot of storage crops as well in our fields. We take those and put them in our coolers and pull them out in the winter. So right now our members are getting, it's mid-January, they're getting fresh spinach, salad mixes, and then butternut squashes and cabbages and radishes for storage right now. It's a nice mix of seasonal goods.
Awesome. And can you tell us just a little bit about how your CSA works? How do people sign up? And then how does it work for them to get the veggies and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so our farm is a flexible CSA, which means that members can choose what they want week to week to week. And they never have to pick up what they don't want to. We're not forcing them to take vegetables when they don't want. So they pay in for one amount and have a credit system. They can then deduct from that credit. And that credit then rolls from year to year to year, so there's never any pressure to have to spend it. So then we send out on Mondays a weekly newsletter where folks can choose what they want. Exactly, they want tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, exactly, choose what they want. We pick it fresh for them. Then they pick up from our hub locations all throughout town, either Ann Arbor, Ipsy, Belleville, Romulus. So it's a really easy, contact-free delivery system. And if you want to find out more, they can go on our website, oldcityacres.com, or Instagram, or Facebook. We're pretty much everywhere.
That's awesome. Would you say that flexible CSAs are fairly common or becoming more common, or is yours a pretty unique kind of version, would you say?
Yeah, so there's no one else in the area doing totally flexible year round because also there's no one else really offering the credits rolling over from year to year to year. It's a big ask for a lot of farms to say, roll my credits over from year to year to year. So it's kind of a newer model, but flexible CSAs are popping up everywhere. And I'm seeing variations of that kind of becoming more the norm. There still are traditional CSAs for folks who want to pick up, 20 weeks out of the year every week. But I do see the flexible ones becoming more popular as I think competition increases. People have to compete a little more and offer more options.
And do you have different options for different household sizes, like a two-person household versus a family versus maybe a bigger household? How does that work?
Yeah, so the flexible model is pretty simple because you choose what you want week to week. So if let's say you want to buy into CSA, our base level is $350. You buy it at $350. I have some members who spend $42 a week because they have larger households, right? So they'll eat through that amount larger. Whereas some families who, spend $7 a week on one radish and one head of lettuce, and will do that for 2 years, and they're totally comfortable with that. So I tell most people to start with just with a small share, get comfortable with it because like most CSAs, it's an investment. You're investing in a local farm, investing in local food. You want to make sure that you understand the food culture of that farm, which you understand what you're getting into before you dive full. And we have extremely large shares, and I have a few members who get those, but they've been with me for a few seasons, and they're used to our culture, they're used to our food, and they've decided to move to the next tier.
And can you talk a little bit about how CSAs help you out as a farmer, and like why it would be a good idea for someone to want to get one? Besides, of course, you get amazing local veggies, but besides that,
yeah. Besides awesome food from folks in your community, the best part of the CSA is that it helps the farmer's cash flow. For most farms, especially farms that are not for season, they're just summer farms. They have in the spring huge amounts of inputs, fertilizer, compost, seeds, labor, and a lot of times you're not seeing any return on those crops minimum 2 months, sometimes up to 6 months. So you have tons of capital you need to invest in the spring, and no money coming in. So the CSA really helps the farmers spread out those expenses and get all that in usually a lump sum or in larger lump sums, so they can pay their bills and pay their workers, and they're not so stressed in the middle of summer trying to sell that product. It's really allows farmers to balance their lives out a little bit. And I found some with myself with our CSA allows them to have a normal life. I work more of a 9 to 5. I can pay my employees $15 an hour for the time they're here, because we get those lump sums of cash in. We're not dependent on week to week sales. So really, it just helps balance your life out and allows you to, for me personally, to live a more normal lifestyle. There are a lot of farms who are very comfortable just selling. A lot of them are, they can handle that. But for myself, it's just not feasible.
that makes perfect sense. And I guess one of my last questions is, what, aside from obviously it gives you a lot of benefits and being able to lead that more kind of not as overwhelming of a lifestyle that's, crazy in certain times of the year and then nothing at other times of the year. What's fun for you about offering CSAs?
Oh man, the community is the best part about it. We're on 10 years as a farm. We've had CSA probably about 6 years of that. But I have customers who have been with me since from the very, very beginning, who are still CSA members, who I know them, they're our families, they're our friends, and we spend time with them. And just having that sense of community. And I think especially during COVID, when the time came, all of our members who are already our family said, "Oh, we value this business and we want to help support them," and bought a little extra and helped push us through that hard period. But that community is invaluable, and it's something that I personally could never get rid of, because the CSA really helps facilitate that connection, and that's what really
Awesome.
gets me in the moment.
Yeah.
It gets me up with it, just making, just feeding good people. You can't beat it.
And how did you first get into farming?
Yeah, so I was 18 years old, and there's a grocery store across the street from my home in downtown Romulus, where I grew up, and it went out of business. And there's also a senior towers in the store. In my mind, as an 18-year-old, I'm like, where will these seniors buy food? I was become a farmer, not knowing the pitfalls of starting your own food business. But I saw it because, I noticed the need for local food in my community, and just jumped full in the backyard. And here we are 10 years later, around our own land, and we're operating year round. So it's it's been a fun journey.
That is awesome. And you would recommend trying out a CSA for anyone, right?
Yeah, I would totally recommend. I would tell people to find a CSA as close as possible to them. Look hard and try to find someone in their backyards. I know there are a lot of growers out there who can really use the support, and we really need to build up our local food supply. We really need to find people who are, within a 5-mile radius of us, and support them first if we can. So really try to find somebody locally as possible to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And for those of you who have tuned in, this is Alex Ball from Old City Acres, and you can learn more about his farm and their CSAs on their website, Instagram, Facebook, and of course you can visit our Washtenaw County CSA Fair webpage too.